Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss another inspiring story. It was supposed to be nothing more than a joke. A cruel joke. At least, that's what everyone in the room believed. The grand ballroom of the luxury hotel was packed with business leaders, millionaires, journalists, and some of the most powerful people in the city. Cameras flashed from every corner as guests enjoyed expensive meals and listened to speeches about success, wealth, and ambition. Standing at the center of the stage was billionaire CEO Richard Harrison. Richard was famous for his business empire, but he was equally famous for his arrogance. He loved proving that money and power could buy almost anything. That evening, he had prepared something special. Or rather, something humiliating. Tonight, Richard announced confidently, "I want to prove that determination means nothing without power." The crowd laughed. Then Richard pointed toward the back of the room. "Bring him in." Moments later, a man wearing old jeans and a worn-out jacket walked nervously onto the stage. His name was Daniel Carter. Daniel was a single father. Life had not been kind to him. 2 years earlier, Daniel had lost his wife after a long illness. Since then, he had been raising his 8-year-old son, Ethan, all by himself. To support his son, Daniel worked several jobs. During the day, he repaired cars at a local garage. At night, he delivered food across the city. Even with all his hard work, paying rent, buying groceries, and covering school expenses had become almost impossible. But Daniel never complained. Everything he did was for his son. As Daniel stepped onto the stage, whispers spread throughout the room. "Who is that? He doesn't belong here. Look at his clothes." Richard smiled. "Ladies and gentlemen," the CEO said mockingly, "this man desperately needs money." The audience chuckled. Daniel lowered his head but remained silent. Richard continued. "So tonight, I'm offering him a chance to win $300,000. Suddenly, the room became silent. $300,000. For Daniel, it was life-changing money. It could pay off debts. Buy a home. Secure Ethan's future. But Richard wasn't finished. "There is only one condition," he said with a grin. "You must survive 10 seconds. Everyone looked confused. 10 seconds, someone asked. Richard pointed toward a large steel platform that had been placed in the middle of the ballroom. The challenge looked impossible. Many people immediately began shaking their heads. "No way. He'll never do it. This is insane." Daniel stared at the platform. He knew something wasn't right. Richard stepped closer. "So, Daniel," he said loudly into the microphone, "do you accept the challenge?" The cameras focused on Daniel's face. His hands trembled. The audience waited. Daniel thought about Ethan. He remembered his son asking only days earlier, "Dad, are we going to lose our apartment?" Daniel had promised everything would be okay. But he had no idea how. This money could change everything. Taking a deep breath, Daniel looked up. "Yes," he said quietly. The crowd gasped. Richard laughed. "Excellent." What happened next would shock every single person in that room. And before the night was over, even billionaire Richard Harrison would learn a lesson he would never forget. To be continued. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and stay tuned for the next part of this incredible story. Daniel slowly walked toward the steel platform. The entire ballroom watched in complete silence. Some guests pulled out their phones, eager to record what they expected would be an embarrassing failure. Others shook their heads. "This is wrong," one woman whispered. But Richard Harrison only smiled. He loved moments like this. Moments when ordinary people realized just how powerless they really were. Daniel climbed onto the platform. A staff member approached him. "Sir, are you absolutely sure you want to do this?" he asked quietly. Daniel nodded. "I don't have a choice." The employee looked at him with sympathy. "What do you mean?" Daniel took a deep breath. "My son and I have nowhere else to go if we lose our apartment next month." The employee remained silent. For the first time that evening, someone in that room understood what Daniel was fighting for. Not money. Not pride. Family. Richard stepped onto the stage again. "Are we ready?" he shouted. The crowd responded with nervous applause. A massive digital clock lit up behind Daniel. 10. The challenge was simple. Daniel had to remain standing on the unstable platform while powerful mechanical arms pushed against him from different directions. Most trained athletes failed within seconds. Richard expected Daniel to last no more than 2 seconds. "Begin," Richard announced. Immediately, the platform started moving violently. Daniel almost lost his balance. Gasps echoed throughout the ballroom. He struggled to remain standing. The first mechanical arm struck. Daniel stumbled. The audience laughed. But he refused to fall. 3 seconds passed. Then another impact. Even stronger this time. Daniel dropped to one knee. Richard smirked. "It's over," he whispered. But Daniel's mind wasn't focused on the crowd. He wasn't thinking about humiliation. He wasn't thinking about Richard. He was thinking about Ethan. He remembered his son's smile. He remembered the promises he had made. And suddenly, something changed. Daniel stood up again. The audience fell silent. 5 seconds. 6 seconds. 7 seconds. No one could believe it. Richard's confident smile slowly disappeared. The crowd, which had mocked Daniel only moments earlier, suddenly began cheering. "Come on. You can do it. Don't give up." 8 seconds. Daniel was exhausted. Sweat covered his face. His legs trembled. One final mechanical arm prepared to strike. Richard smiled again. "This ends now." The arm hit Daniel with tremendous force. Everyone expected him to fall. But somehow, he didn't. The timer continued. 9 seconds. The entire room stood. People screamed. Some guests could hardly believe what they were witnessing. And then, 10 seconds. A loud buzzer sounded. The challenge was over. Daniel had done it. For a moment, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Complete silence filled the ballroom. Then suddenly, the entire audience erupted into applause. People jumped to their feet. Many were cheering. Some were even crying. Daniel had accomplished what everyone believed was impossible. But Richard Harrison remained silent. He looked furious. This was not supposed to happen. He had expected laughter. Instead, Daniel had become the hero of the evening. Richard slowly walked toward him. The room became quiet again. Would the billionaire honor his promise? Or was something even more shocking about to happen? To be continued. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. More inspiring stories are coming soon.